Tonight's broadcast brought to you by Evan Pienta Designs, coming on board this season with the Pole Award. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Spark Rescreened LLC Late Model Series. And today we're at Watkins Glen, getting ready to watch some oval drivers turn right for a change. As always, thank you to our fans, friends, and family tuning in, supporting the show, supporting the drivers, as well as supporting the league, as it is time for today's main event. We're going to do a quick grid run through here on pole. Ryan Phillips, number 27 machine. Johnny Rapp starting second. Devin Jack starting third. Evan Pienta starts fourth. RJ Williams starting fifth. Dylan Pott starting sixth. We've got Sean Moonpie Johnson starting seventh. Dave Grajewski starting eighth. Aiden Neese starting ninth. James Barker starts 10th here today. Scotty Phillips starting 11th. Robert Brope starts 12th. Clifton Simmons starting 13th. Caleb Hill starting 14th. Lucas Longmire starts 15th. Jeff Stiles starting 16th. Hunter Cole starting 17th. David Hill starts 18th. Thomas Bergeron starting 19th. Robert White starting 20th. And Anthony Reiner will round out the 21-car grid here today. Now is Ryan Phillips, number 27 machine, winning that Pienta Designs Pole Award. And let's see what's going to happen. The only road course of the season, 25 laps. And guaranteed to be a lot of action here at Watkins Glen. Now it's an abbreviated sighting lap here at Watkins, so not running the whole course behind the safety truck. The safety truck's going to come down pit road here. And we look to Barney, our flagman, to see when this show starts. And we are green flag racing here at Watkins Glen. Rapp leading the field into turn one. I heard some bumping and grinding going on here. Looks like everybody's getting through relatively good so far. Johnny Rapp still leading the field up the chute here at Watkins Glen. So 25 laps on the road course. It's Rapp, Jack, Phillips, 1, 2, 3. Pienta and Williams round out the top five. As let's see what goes on into the chicane. We're focusing on Evan Pienta, the always clean number 55 machine. Oh, we've got problems back here. Oh, and it's going to be complicated. Thomas Bergeron gets sent around a little bit late. There's Robert Ryan White. Looks like Hunter Cole, David Hill, Caleb Hill, all tied up in that one. And that is going to really thin out the field. So, yes, Caleb Hill, David Hill, Hunter Cole, Thomas Bergeron, Robert Ryan White, all tied up in that one. Rapp gets the first timed lap of the evening at 1:17 on this slightly shorter configuration. Now, if we go back to ninth, there's plenty of action. You've got Dave Grajewski losing a spot to James Barker. Barker gets sent there in the 77. And a huge hit for Barker. Luckily, he's able to keep this thing going. Focusing on Sean Moonpie Johnson, number 32 machine. He's trying to track down Dylan Potts in the 2. A little bit further ahead, looks like Ryan Phillips has company from Evan Pienta. That's going to be the battle for third. Phillips was our pole setter. Down 2 spots, now getting chased by the sponsoree of Evan Pienta for that pole award. Looks like nice and steady there. A little bit further back, a 3-car battle happening for 12th. That's going to be Stiles and Simmons side by side. Lucas Longmire must have had a bit of a slowdown there as he drops just about 2.4 seconds back. No, Longmire has let the magic smoke out of the 88 machine. He's going to have to limp it down to pit road, and his night is going to be done here. Simmons and Stiles still side by side for 12th. Another close battle out on track. Potts and Johnson. Styles, that number 85 machine, working the inside line. He has gained 4 positions so far tonight. Let's go a little bit further forward. A 3-car battle for 6. Potts, Johnson, and Nice. Gotta duke it out to the bus stop here at Watkins Glen. So Potts holding on to this 6th place spot. Johnson still 7th, Aiden Neeson 8th. He's up 1 spot in the number 24 machine. Looking for a way through here. Looks like Johnson has a good run against Potts. Can't quite pull up along that number 2 machine, but he's going to sit it on deep on the brakes. And the RC Cola back 32. Aiden Neese is going to follow suit, the number 24. Just like that, Potts finds himself losing 2 spots. Potts trying to regain 1 here. He had a big run against Nice, the number 24. Unless he tries something risky on the brakes into 1, I think he's going to tuck in here. And that is probably the wise move to make. Back up front, the battle for 2nd. Ryan Phillips trying to track back down the 49 of Devin Jack. There's Johnny Rapp out front. 3/4 of a second over the rest of the field. Rapp has tons of seat time running an oval car on a road course, and that's definitely paying off for him here in the late model. Now Lucas Longmire still on pit road after a minute and a half so far. Anthony Reiner showing as a DNS in the 081 machine, but other than that, we still have 18 of our 21 entries here tonight out on the racing circuit. And I see something else happening pretty cool as well. David Hill, Caleb Hill linked up 16th and 17th. Thomas Bergeron trailing behind the number 86. And it looks like Jack and Phillips, yes, have caught up to the back of Johnny Rapp. I can also see Evan Pienza joining the party here, sitting in 4th. Now, it's very rare, it's extremely rare we ever see these drivers turn right on purpose, but this is also really the first time this season we've had drafting really come into play in these late models. Here at Watkins Glen, they're hitting trap speeds right around 160 miles an hour. As Rapp flicks it through the bus stop, gets a couple of tenths back to his name. And that seems to be where 2nd place back is losing a little bit of ground to that 52 machine. A little bit further back, you can see RJ Williams, Sean Johnson. As your top 4 drivers all fitting into frame quite nicely. Now I'm curious to see, can Jack, the number 49, track down Johnny Rapp? Because he still has pressure from Phillips and Pienza. We know Phillips can hot lap here. And if I go a little bit further back, you've got Styles, Simmons, Barker, 12th, 13th, and 14th. And right as I pan the camera, classic, Ryan Phillips makes a move against Devin Jack. And now here comes Evan Pienza. And that always clean 55 machine. This is giving Rapp, your race leader, a 2nd advantage. He wants these guys to battle behind him. Slow their pace down a little bit so that way Rapp can try and get a clean breakaway. On board with Evan Pienza, tucked in behind the 49 of Jack. He pulls out of the draft here. Looked like he was going to hint at a big send into 1. I think Jack might have pushed a little bit wide there, left the door open. Now Pienza's going to try and charge up the hill, but it's going to be a drag race. Who had the better corner exit out of one? And it looks like Pienza by just a nose here. Looks like he's got about a half car length. Is Jack going to tuck in behind the 55? Yes, he is. Wanted to use that draft off Pienza to try and pull himself forward, but just that little bit of slicing and dicing slowed down the times a little bit. And they are now 1 1/4 seconds off the back of Ryan Phillips. Styles and Barker side by side for 13th. That's Clifton Simmons, the 38, right ahead, diving to the bus stop. Now, coming out here to Watkins Glen, I didn't really know what to expect. I mean, predominantly, this is a short track series we call the Rescreened LLC Late Model Regional Tour here at the Sparks Racing Series. So to see so many drivers even coming out at all, and on top of that, seeing them run so cleanly here at Watkins Glen, extremely impressive and a big testament to how talented all these drivers are. Something has happened. Aiden East, the number 24 machine, has spun out through one. Looks like he lost the rear end and tipped it into the wall. And he is about to have company mighty quickly because here comes Simmons, Barker, Styles. Doesn't look like Nice has that much damage, though, in the 24. Getting back up to pace rather quickly, but I think Simmons is about to blow the doors off that number 24. Let's see what happens here into the bus stop. Simmons doesn't want to have to slow down too much. He's got Barker and Styles still in hot pursuit. Oh, and I just saw Styles make a very clean pass on Barker there. That's going to be for the 13th position. The third that Styles has made so far here tonight. Checking back in up front, Johnny Rapp has Ryan Phillips right in tow here. Oh, Pienza had a big moment there in the 55, able to catch the slide. But that late model was dancing all through the corner. That's going to allow Devin Jack a chance to close back up. Let's see, does Phillips make a run at it here, or is he going to stay tucked in behind? Rapp has been so incredibly quick through that bus stop. I mean, look at that, gained 1/4 of a second just through that corner. Pienza and Jack a little over a second back as they run 3rd and 4th on circuit. We had another crash reported. Unfortunately, it's going to be Hunter Cole. So what's this telling us is that drivers are having a tough go holding on to the rear end through that first corner, especially as the heat gets into the tires, making these cars a little bit more lively, a little bit more loose. And to their credit, the first turn's a right, which is pretty abnormal for a lot of these drivers. Dan Grajewski, Robert Probst having a battle for 9th. Oh, Probst's going to try the inside line. Grajewski pushes a little bit of wide there through one. It is going to be another drag race here up the hill. Probst and Grajewski side by side. 16 laps left to go here at Watkins Glen. Right now, it's still Rapp, Phillips, Pienza, 1, 2, 3. Jack and Williams will round out the current top 5. Grajewski trying to fend off Probst. Probst was much faster through the bus stop. Looked like he had to check up a little bit there. I always find it interesting to see how much camber they carry in those front tires as well. Barker rolls back out of pit road to return to the racing surface. Just ahead of Grajewski and Brobst here. Oh, right as I pan to him, Scotty Phillips goes for a ride through turn 1. The 23 gets a little bit loose, careens it around. Here comes Grajewski and Brobst. Brobst flat track with the number 5 machine through turn 1. So you can definitely tell the cars are very fast, very loose. And this is bumped Aiden East at number 24 back down into 10th. And he's got Scotty Phillips, Clifton Simmons right behind, trying to catch a little bit of draft off that 24. Like Nice getting the momentum built back up underneath them. I saw Jeff Styles in the 85 machine getting a little bit closer behind Simmons as well. Their Styles on frame. Simmons, the yellow and white, number 38. Now, right now, it looks like the Rapp and Phillips show up front. But I see Evan Pienza slowly closing the gap there in the 55. And something else has happened. Now it's going to be Dave Grajewski's turn to have some issues through turn 1. The lap prior, we saw that was Robert Brobst getting a little bit out of shape there. Grajewski falls back to 10th. That's down 2 spots from where he started. Phillips looking to make it 3 there. The 23 pulls alongside the 6. And Simmons, that 38, is going to have a big hole cut in the air for him as drivers were going side by side. This is a tough spot for Grajewski, or really any of the drivers that have been losing the back end a little bit. Every time you have one of those little bit of a spin, it puts some more heat in the tires and then makes it exponentially harder to hold on to. So right now, first, second, and third, Rapp, Phillips, and Pienta each have about a half second between each other. We can see Devin Jack, the 49, in the background. But Phillips has picked up something from following Rapp the last few laps, much faster through the bus stop. Stays on the rear bumper of Rapp, your race leader. So far tonight, Rapp has been leading this fairly uncontested. But Phillips looking a little bit racy here, wanting to challenge for the race lead. Now we are at the halfway mark of today's main event. Drivers will be displayed the cross, green, and white flags. Looks like Robert Ryan White's going to roll back out on pit road after 8 minutes and 40 seconds spent in his pit stall, getting that machine hammered back into shape. We're on board Evan Pienta, the 55 Pienta Designs backed late model. You can see the rear spoiler of Ryan Phillips looming ahead. I think Pienta's playing it safe here, just kind of following along and making sure he's in a good position once we get down to the wire. But Ryan Phillips, I don't think he's going to be waiting here. And Pienta's picking up a lot of data as well behind these top 2 drivers. He's been watching how Rapp and Phillips make their way through the bus stop. And that is going to allow him to pick up a little bit more speed. And historically, in races where these drivers are within a 10th of each other or less, getting a little bit more comfortable through one corner can definitely make it or break it here on a road course. As I say that, Ryan Phillips way off the line. Throws the 27 in there, the red and silver 27, to try and get back on track. As I say that, Devin Jack tags the wall at the start-finish line. 11 laps left to go here at Watkins Glen. Your top three, the closest drivers out on the circuit at this point. Last time by, everybody in the top three was within a quarter of a second on lap times. Phillips and Pienta, second and third, have matched each other's fastest lap time of the race, a 1 minute 15.46 for the pair of drivers second and third. 1/10 faster than your race leader Johnny Rapp has been able to do so far tonight. It actually looks like it's Devin Jack in fourth, the fastest lap of the race so far, a 1:15.44, and I would have to imagine the pace is going to slow down from here on out as drivers are going to be really battling with tire management, especially those that are a little bit less familiar with road course racing. I did not think that oval late models would race so well on a road course, and Phillips in second edges out Jack with the fastest lap of the race, a 1:15.43, a hundredth of a second faster than the previous fastest lap. 10 laps left to go. Rapp still has Phillips and Pienta breathing down his neck here. Phillips might be looking for some draft support from Pienta, but Pienta seems to be content just watching this battle for the lead unfold. Now there's a little bit of lap traffic ahead for these top three. Hard chargers so far tonight. Robert Brobst, the number 5 machine, he's up 4 positions, up into 8. Phillips didn't get the drive he was looking for. That's going to allow Pienta maybe an opportunity to take a peek here right as Rapp is going to run into a little bit of traffic. Pienta lunges the inside line. No luck there. That's Hunter Cole going off track to help facilitate the top 3 by. He knows there's a very fierce race going on. Pienta all over the back of Phillips, pulls out of the draft. Are we going to see a big send here? Oh, a very safe send. Oh, I almost lost my tongue there. Phillips might have gotten a little bit spooked there from Pienta on the inside line. They gave each other plenty of room, but that put Phillips off his preferred line, maybe on the marbles a little bit. And Pienta moves on up into second. But Rapp is now 0.8 of a second ahead from these second and third place drivers. I wonder if Pienta has enough time left to try and track down that 52 that's been dominant here at Watkins Glen. Another battle we have out on track, RJ Williams, the number 21. He has Sean Johnson right in tow. So we might be seeing a battle for the top 5 develop by the time it's all said and done. Rapp crosses the line, making it 8 to go in the number 52 machine, but it looks like Pienta is closing fast here, within 0.2 of a second of your race leader. Rapp's been able to lead just about every lap so far here tonight. And now Ryan Phillips sitting in third has got to be wondering what it's going to take to get back up there and battle for the race lead. Oh, Pienta a little bit out of shape through the bus stop. The car bouncing over the curbing. That's going to give about a 0.6 advantage back to Rapp. And now Phillips has a little bit of a chance of redemption here. Another good battle we have out on track. Here's a 3-car freight train Nice. Brobst, Phillips, 8th, 9th, and 10th here at the Glen. Everybody looks to be saying single file through the bus stop. Nothing crazy there. I'm not sure if Robert Brobst was on track there or not. but he still shows ahead of Scotty Phillips. Johnson still trying to track down RJ Williams for that top 5 spot. Really cool here in the RC Colovac 32 machine. A light up on the rumble strips here at the roadway. 7 laps left to go here in tonight's feature event. It's Rapp, Pienta, Phillips, 1, 2, 3, with Jack and Williams rounding out the top 5. Gotta give a tip of the hat there as well to Hunter Cole, realizing that there's other drivers approaching, getting off the preferred line and letting these guys battling for position by as quickly as possible. Now, I think having Pienta and Phillips behind has lit a fire under Johnny Rapp as he just clicked off his fastest lap of the race, a 1:15.51, his last time by. Six laps left to go. The time is running out. Pienta trying to keep the pressure on Rapp, who's been running very clean so far here today. Ryan Phillips still within striking distance, I would say, within 8/10 of this battle for the lead. Devin Jack doing a great job as well, sitting in 4th at number 49. He's been able to keep about the same distance between the top 3 drivers with no draft support. Phillips might have gotten a little bit caught off guard with lap traffic there. Loses about a half second to Rapp and Pienta. But we're going to stay linked up nose to tail. There's a little bit more traffic on the horizon. I think that's going to be David Hill in the 43 machine, who's going to be fighting to stay on the lead lap here. We'll try and get a better camera angle in just a moment. Laps left to go here at Watkins Glen for the Rescreened Late Model Regional Tour. And it is not over till it's over as Pienta, up 2 spots, keeps the pressure on Rapp here in the battle for the lead. Robert Probst triggered our off-track broadcast software. And RJ Williams, Sean Johnson still having a bit of a shootout here for 5th. And I'm keeping an eye on the split on the left side of your screen. Pienta staying within 0.2 of a second of Rapp for the race lead. So we've got racing every which way you look. You've got Rapp and Pienta about a 1/4 of a second apart. Williams and Johnson a 1/4 of a second apart for 5th. And if we go a little bit further back, Aiden Neese has Robert Probst and Scotty Phillips. You can throw a blanket over those 3 drivers, 8th, 9th, and 10th. 4 laps left to go, and Evan Pienta has just set the fastest lap of the race, a 1:15.38. He is all over the back of Rapp here, and not to discredit Rapp, he just set his fastest lap of the race as well, a 1:15.47. So with 4 to go, drivers still managing to find some time here. And Pienta and Rapp have to be happy. They've built up a 2-second advantage over Ryan Phillips, who sits in 3rd. Phillips still has a 3.3-second advantage over Jack. Nice and tidy through the bus stop. Rapp pulls it back to 4/10 in his favor. We get ready to turn it to 3 to go. As as Rapp continues the charge here. Pienta a quarter of a second off the back bumper of Rapp. This is going to be a game of consistency, and no, Rapp's going to have the worst luck. Rapp has a Robert Ryan White, the number 4 machine, parked in a precarious position. Oh my goodness, Rapp might have been robbed of a race win, or if not, for at least a chance to battle for the race win here. It is 3 to go, and Pienta has pulled a 1.5 second gap over Rapp. RJ Williams, Sean Johnson still having a battle for 5th. Looks like Johnson dipped some tires in the dirt there. Have to be mindful of the off tracks. Oh, and it looks like Johnson gives a little bit of a push there to Williams. Backs out of it to allow that 21 machine to correct himself, but we've got a shootout here for 5th. Johnson and Williams, both extremely talented drivers. They can handle a little bit of bumping and grinding these late models. Johnson takes a big lunge up the inside line, but I think Williams is going to have better drive out of the corner. 2 laps left to go here at Watkins Glen. On screen, you've got 5th and 6th place drivers, William and Johnson. Your top 3, though, is now Pienta, Rapp, and Phillips. Next time by, Evan Pienta will be taking the white flag. Rapp has got to be hoping for some sort of mistake out of that 55 machine, but I mean, both Pienta and Rapp were running so clean, so consistent up until that incident where Rapp found himself having to swerve to avoid somebody who spun through turn 1. Now, this is where the lap prior, Johnson gave a little bit of a, hey, how you doing to Williams. Well, looks like that's not going to happen this time, as the white flag is unfurled. Evan Pienta running up front. Ryan Phillips just set the fastest lap of the race, a 1:15.25, as he tries to track down Johnny Rapp. All eyes on Pienta as he makes his way around the back half of the racetrack. Rapp has all sorts of company from Phillips throwing around the 27, looking for an inside line against the 52. Oh, it looks like he's going to pull up alongside Rapp here. The checkered flag is unfurled at the start-finish line. Phillips and Rapp still side by side. Phillips working the outside line. Can Rapp fire back here? Put your hands together. Evan Pienta picks up the road course win here at Watkins Glen. Ryan Phillips will get 2nd, and Johnny Rapp will round out the top 3. Pienta has got to be happy with that race. Ran very, very clean. And minimize the mistakes on our only road course of this season. All in all, I've got to say, extremely impressed with these drivers. And still managed to have 13 drivers finish on the lead lap here. So, again, can't say enough. That was some great racing with Evan Pienta bringing home the top spot. Ryan Phillips finishing 2nd. And Johnny Rapp rounding out the top 3. On behalf of the Rescreened LLC, a late model regional tour, and the Spark Racing League, my name has been James East with Team Goon Squad Broadcasting. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and I'll see you at the next one. Have a great night, everybody.